The sun was beating down on me as I walked along the shoreline, waves gently lapping at my feet. I had come to this secluded beach to clear my head after everything that had happened over the past few weeks. The death of my grandmother had hit me hard, and I needed some time alone to process my grief. As I wandered down the beach, I noticed something shining in the sand up ahead. I made my way towards it and saw that it was a silver locket, likely washed up by the tide. I picked it up and opened it, gasping when I saw the photos inside. It was my grandmother as a young woman, along with a man I didn't recognize. They looked so happy together, eyes filled with love as they smiled at the camera. But who was this mystery man with her? I scoured the locket for any identifying marks, but found none. My mind was swirling with questions. My grandmother had been a very private person and never spoke of her early life. What secrets had she kept hidden all these years? Slipping the locket into my pocket, I continued walking, lost in thought. After some time, I came across a large, dilapidated beach house. I had never noticed it before, as it was set far back from the public areas of the beach. Curiosity propelled me forward to take a closer look. As I approached, I could see the house was in serious disrepair. The roof was caved in, windows were broken, and the paint was faded and chipped. Clearly, no one had lived here for a long time, but there was something creepy and almost familiar about it. A chill ran down my spine as I stood gazing up at its rickety form. Against my better judgment, I decided to go inside and explore. The front door creaked open with a light push. I stepped cautiously through the entryway. The house was covered in a thick layer of dust and filled with debris. Cobwebs draped every corner. The deeper I went, the more unsettled I felt. It was like the house itself was watching me. I entered what appeared to be the living room. I gasped as I looked at the massive stone fireplace. It was exactly the same as the one in my grandmother's house. She had always been so fond of that fireplace, spending hours sitting beside it, knitting or reading. Why did this abandoned beach house have the same fireplace? Hearing a noise above me, I froze. It sounded like footsteps on the second floor. Was someone else here? I grabbed a dusty old candlestick holder off a nearby table to use as a weapon just in case. The footsteps continued as I slowly climbed the decrepit staircase. The upper floor looked just as abandoned as the lower level. I gripped my makeshift weapon tightly, heart pounding in my ears. The footsteps had stopped, but I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was up here with me. I came to a closed door at the end of the hall. Taking a deep breath, I turned the doorknob and flung it open. Nothing, just an empty bedroom coated in years of undisturbed dust. But as I turned to leave, something shiny caught my eye. On the floor under the bed was a silver locket on a long chain. Hands trembling, I picked it up and opened it. Staring back at me were the unmistakable faces of my grandmother and the mystery man. A loud crash echoed from downstairs, causing me to yell out in fear. Someone was definitely inside this house with me. I sprinted down the stairs and through the front door as fast as I could. I didn't stop running until I reached the parking lot where my car was. Breathing heavily, I looked back at the house, even creepier now, bathed in the shadows of dusk. A million questions raced through my mind, but one thing was certain. I would not be coming back to this beach ever again. The secrets of my grandmother's past could remain buried here for all eternity.